mean, this is hilarious. This is hilarious. I hit go live and it just bloop. I got popped out of the room. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Comic Book Stream Land. It is Friday night, December 5th. I'm here in New York City with Calderon, and Tom's over by his nice shiny leg, which is hopefully not frozen over yet.
Oh, it's frozen. Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know how thick. I don't think it's very thick yet, but it definitely has a top coat.
Nice. Okay. Hopefully you don't test the skate.
Oh no, I don't test that ice.
Yeah.
No.
Hopefully none of the knuckleheads in your neighborhood go testing it either. How about that?
Well, I mean, it does reach levels where they go out and ice fish for sure.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh,
last year it was for sure. The year before, not so much. The year before was freaky because I was really kind of paying attention to it. Like, there's not really anybody out there. Like, maybe it's not thick enough this year. And then one day I woke up and I opened the windows and I looked out at the lake, and there was like this sort of like these marks kind of going across the front of the lake, like right in front of my house, like that. And I was looking at it, I was like, oh, somebody must have been out on the lake. And I looked down, and about, I don't know, 50 yards to the right, there was like a hole in the ice where the tracks went into a big hole. And I was like, oh, somebody tried to take their snowmobile and sank it. Yeah. So that was a little wild.
Yeah.
So I did not step on the ice last year.
Okay. Yeah. Smart man.
Yeah.
Smart man. Smart man.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get ice out here. We get dirty snow. I don't know if you know what dirty snow is. That's when it looks beautiful up on top, and it's covering up the pile of dog shit that was underneath it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if you guys get that out there. But
no, we're a clean state.
But that's on Jay goes to that because he was in Brooklyn.
That hurts my feelings, buddy.
I see.
That hurts my
No,
feelings.
it's funny. You just said that about all of New York, but I focus on Brooklyn and it hurts your feelings.
Yeah, because I don't want to be singled out. You know what I'm saying, bro?
You're not. You. I know. Listen, I know you put on a little weight, but you're not the size of Brooklyn. All right, you're not.
No, but I catch feelings when they say, "Oh, only Brooklyn." No, all in New York, except for Staten Island. We don't keep Staten Island part of this.
There's a lot of things in just Brooklyn.
Well, because Brooklyn's the best out of all 5 boroughs.
It's very debatable.
What do you mean, very debatable?
Actually, that's not even debatable. That's not even a thing. Manhattan is the best. We know this.
Nobody wants to be in Manhattan.
Well, if you're broke, sure.
No way, bro. And see, that's the thing. No. Let's roll this back for a second. The only people that want to be in Manhattan are the people that are not from New York. It's that simple. There's nothing shiny in fucking Manhattan except for the fucking brass that gets polished every once in a while. There's nothing nice. No. Come on, bro.
You're talking. You're just saying that because you're upset.
Bro, there's 6 million.
Isn't Manhattan like the Times Square place?
Yes. Manhattan is New York. Manhattan is New York. When everybody says we're going to New York, they're talking about Manhattan.
Right. Okay. That's what I thought.
All right, let's roll this back
because that's the tourist place. That's Times Square. That's all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. There's 3 parts in New York. Park. Everybody knows about this. There's 3 parts in New York. All right, upstate doesn't count. Upstate, right? If you live in Westchester, if you live anywhere past the Bronx, you might as well be a Patriots fan or a Red Sox fan, right? The only thing that matters here is Brooklyn, Bronx, and Manhattan. Queens is really part of Long Island. Let's be honest, all right? They share the same landmass, all right? And Staten Island, Jersey doesn't want them either. It's the reason why it's in the fucking middle. Nobody wants Staten Island. It's floating off on its own. If we can give it the fucking boot, we would. We'd take Randall's Island as a livable place, as its own borough.
Randall's already its own thing, but we already have Randall's.
We got, but Queens, come on, Queens is part of Long Island. It really is. Let's be honest, bro.
I find it weird that the Michigan Upper Peninsula doesn't even touch the main state. I'm like, how weak is Wisconsin that they have not just annexed that and it's become part of Wisconsin?
Look at that. Look at that. Here, okay, here we go. Nobody goes to Ithaca. There you go. Nobody goes to Ithaca. I hear there's no sleep till Brooklyn. Damn right, William. I hear the bass just playing as it's being said, right? Dan, what's up, bud? I can finally agree with you, Jay. The city sucks. Okay, thanks, Fausto. Long Island wishes it were Queens. Okay, we'll say that. You know, see, it's like, you know, I mean, look at the show, The King of Queens. You know what I'm saying, bro? Come on. Exactly. It was about a UPS driver. Come on, get that out of here. There's nothing special about Queens. You know what I'm saying, bro? There's nothing special about Queens.
Queens is where Eddie Murphy went to get a wife. What are you talking about?
He stuck his finger in the globe. Bloop, right? That's it. I can't feel I feel I can't speak, as most of my experience from New York comes from Brooklyn 99 and the Warriors. Warriors was fucking awesome. And notice they went from the Bronx to Brooklyn. They never went through Queens at all. Queens wasn't dangerous. They said, "Oh, let's go through the scariest parts," right?
That's why I like Queens, you know, because not many people like living in the shithole that is Brooklyn.
Motherfucker.
See, he just called it dangerous and this, that, and the Warriors. You ever seen the Warriors?
Yeah, I see the Warriors.
Shithole.
My dear, aliens didn't come to Flushing Meadow Park. Aliens parked in Flushing Meadow Park. They left their stuff there and they went around. They took a tour, my dear.
Right, that's because it was safe to leave it there.
My sister's from Queens now. She okay. Nas is from Queens. Yeah. But he still left it. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Come on. He left Queens. Listen, Brooklyn is the best place to be in the world. Plain and simple.
That's not true.
100%.
I spent a lot of time in Brooklyn.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
If you did, you still be here, because it would have been a part of your very nature. You would have said, "Oh my God, this is it." I mean, Brooklyn is, and then just fill in the blanks, bro.
Nope.
Just fill in the blanks.
Nope.
Come on.
Nope.
Listen. Coney Island, yeah. Coney Island is so good.
Hold on.
So good. Hold on a second. Coney Island is so good and great that where Tom is from, they name restaurants after it, and there's no connection to it at all. All right? Coney Island hot dogs, Coney Island Joe's.
All right.
What?
It's all right.
What the fuck? Brooklyn is the best. Thank you. All right. Then what was Fort Apache? Okay. Here we go. No UFO barbecue in Queens. That was, I don't know what you referred to, but there was a lot of burnt out tenements in the Bronx.
I hear it's just full of gators. That's Brooklyn? What I hear. It's just full of gators. You told me you see gators all the time.
No, there was in Manhattan. There was only that one time. Bed-Stuy, do or die. That's right, baby.
Oh, you make it sound like you were really there.
Oh my God! It was. I saw it that day, bro. I pulled up the article and everything. Don't go there with me. Come on. Look, Brooklyn, hands down. It's. Come on, bro.
It's okay. It's all right. Actually, no, that's not true. I really don't like Brooklyn. Fuck that.
Oh, you don't have to. That's fine. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. That's all right. Listen, Brooklyn still has the oldest family-owned pizzeria in the United States.
Nobody
cares. Oh, you fucking kidding me, bro? Bro, all 17 people that are watching right now.
I have entered the zeitgeist.
There was a guy who had an alligator and a tiger in his apartment in Harlem. Yes. And interesting fact, Daphne, that was the projects that was built over the Polo Grounds where the old San Francisco Giants played. And he didn't just have an alligator and a tiger in there. He had a few more animals in there as well.
Yeah, he did.
I'm just gonna make like a sign that I just be like, hold it up. Nobody cares.
Put Brooklyn has I love you. Brooklyn is the best, right? Our city, the best pizza. Okay. God. No, Jersey does not have the best pizza. Sorry, my love. All right. Listen, let's put that to the side because I don't want to build up any more animosity. This is supposed to be a nice night. We're going to be talking about our comic book goals, right? We're 3 comic book creators here. We've all been doing this for a little while. I'm the youngest of the group. I'm the youngest of the group age-wise and tenure-wise, right? You got 90s, 2000, early 2000s, later 2000s, and together the 3 of us got one hell of a catalog. We put together quite a bit of stuff. What do you guys got coming on? What do you guys got going on for the coming year? Oh, nothing? Okay.
Taking 2026 off.
Really? No, bullshit.
I'm taking off 2026 for about 10 minutes.
For 10 minutes. Okay.
For about 10 minutes.
All right. You guys are you ramping up on releases? Are you toning down on releases? Are you trying to rejigger your release schedule? Do you have a plan? How close are you to completing our plan?
Yeah, for me, it's a reset to a degree because I had to cancel stuff from last year that I'm going to, attempt to kind of pull back in, and so this will be kind of a reset year. But our focus is the Legend of Oz. So our Western Dorothy up there,
yeah,
it's 15 years of that book. So we're doing a new volume for the book, doing a spinoff anthology for the book, and then we'll have our last Goth Day issue. We're gonna finally, I think we're gonna have the Shark book next year.
Nice.
And I had to push the last Penny for Your Soul issue out of this year, so we'll be wrapping up the Penny for Your Soul issue next year as well. So it's going to be stuff that we had planned, which is all the Oz stuff, but then kind of resetting all of the things that we had to kind of move and cancel from last year to get those done.
Okay. Calderon, what about you, kid?
It's like I always say, the hamster wheel keeps running, man. I'm
Yeah.
running a campaign right now that's going to flow into next year. I'm probably launching Oswald probably on the 14th, which will run into next year.
Okay.
And then I don't know, another 6 to 8 more campaigns for Oswald, and I'm probably between Dreamweavers and Magi's Grace, another 2 to 3 each. And I will be opening up a new segment of my business, and that will be I will be representing somebody else on Kickstarter. And that'll be happening early in January. Well, early January. Well, no, late January, early February. One of those, somewhere within that 2-week period.
Welcome to the club on that, buddy. Welcome.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say. I promise, I'm not gonna say anything mean.
Don't listen. As long as you guys can put out a good book, then go for it.
No,
right?
Of course. Yeah.
I'm looking at starting off the year with the often pushed back Storm Chasers Volume number 2 in January. We're coming out right off the gate. Then we're going into Vicky Styx, Dead Princess number 2 in March. After that, we're going to be finishing off the mini series that we're printing for somebody else. We're representing them on Kickstarter. So Limbo, Open Almost All Eternity number 3 will be coming out in April. Then we got Shield of the Interceptor number 7 coming out in either late May, June. And after that, we got New York versus the World number 4 coming out. So that's 5 releases going into the summer. Hopefully have all those books by New York Comic Con. And if we could squeak one more out, then we'll do that. But if not, we will we'll work on New York Comic Con. And that is also pushing back the release of the action figures, which was supposed to happen way back when in October. Unfortunately, due to a little crisis, we had to push that one back. And with the release schedule, we can't really fit that in
Are you going to attempt to go to Joe Fest again?
I am in flux between Joe Fest and Heroes Con.
Are they the same weekend?
They're the same weekend.
Oh, okay.
So whichever one comes back with a yes first will be where we go. Right. Either way, I can't. I got lodging in North Carolina. Hint, hint. If he's still watching, I've got lodging in North Carolina, so we can either set up base camp from there to go to Heroes Con or take the 3-hour drive down to Augusta for Joe Fest. So that's what we're looking at with that. Definitely New York Comic Con. But other than that, I have no other conventions planned, but I am looking. I was looking at San Antonio, but it's New York Comic Con weekend. And I think the one I wanted to do in Texas, Heroes Con, is around the same time of Joe Fest and Heroes Con. Excuse me, not Heroes Con. What is it? Oh my God. It is the Fan Expo Dallas. I'm sorry. Right? That's around June also.
I don't really pay attention to those because I don't put a lot of faith in them.
No? Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right.
Based on what people who I know do those shows, I don't have a lot of faith in most of the Fan Expo stuff. Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking about Emerald City Comic Con, but that is too soon. So I don't even.
I've heard nothing but bad about that show at this point.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it used to be a good show.
Correct.
When it was independently run, but I think who did they sell it to? The guys out of
Canada? Went to Reed Pop.
Yeah.
Oh, went to Reed Pop. So
and even Reed Pop for the first couple of years, like we were going there when it was Reed Pop, or right in, maybe we were right in between, but as it was switching over. But over the last, obviously, COVID, kind of throws the monkey in the wrench in the works there. But they've now moved to a different building. And, I just, everybody that I've talked to that's going there, it's like, it's not a Comic-Con anymore. It's drifting away from Comic-Con. Used to be all the publishers would go. Now, none of the publishers are there, barely even any small ones. Like, it's just not Comic-Con anymore. So for us on the East Coast side of things to make that big trip, I don't think it would be worth it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Damn. Are you going to do C2E2?
I want C2E2 and Planet Comic Con are the same weekend, so I would prefer to go do Planet just because I did C2E2 last year. So I'm working to get into Planet, but I almost never hear from them. So if C2E2 comes around and they're like, it's time to do this, and Planet doesn't, hit me up, then I'll probably roll to C2E2 again.
Okay. I haven't done C2E2 since prior to the pandemic. So it's been a minute since I've been out there. I'd like to go back to Chicago. I liked it. I had fun. I did money. I didn't do big money, right? Daphne here chimes in. Pretty much unless you're a mainstream name, no one has been doing well at these large shows. Yeah, I mean, what do you expect to get out of a large show?
Large show is just more eyes.
Yeah.
You just have the opportunity for more eyes, but it doesn't guarantee you sales, doesn't guarantee you anything, but it does guarantee you just eyeballs potentially on your whatever it is that you're doing. So, that's really the only reason I would go back to C2E2 2 years in a row now is now that I've seen it, I know what it is because I haven't been there for like 5 years. Went back, saw it. I was like, okay, I get it. I understand this show. But there is just an exorbitant amount of people that just flow through those aisles. And as long as you're in there, I know where the dead places are. I know where they better not put me. But as long as you're in sort of the key zones where there's a flow, you can make it work. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember last time I was there, I was by one of the escalators that went up into the panel rooms. So we had great traffic all day. Ray's coming up with some of the stuff he's doing this year. He has a big 2-issue story. He got contracted to write due January 1st. Way to be on that, bud. So that'll be in development for him in 2026, and he's excited for it. Way to go, man. Good on you, man. Good on you. You know, what about you, Calderon? Any shows planned? I know things were changing, and that door may have been opening up for you.
Not at the moment.
Okay.
Was
I
A
preemptive? Was I a little too early?
little too early. A little too early. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So with all the stuff that we mentioned coming up for the year, how close do you think you are to hitting all of those goals?
Oh, we'll hit them all. We'll hit them all.
Oh, all right.
The only questionable one really is the Shark book, and that's just because we're not releasing it as issues, and I want to make sure that we have a significant amount of the book done by the time we get to June, so that even if we still have to work on it for a little while, it won't be a dramatic wait. So if I kind of feel like, we're not really there yet, then we already missed the Jaws 50th to like tie it in. So it's kind of like, I'll wait if I feel like we're not really flowing enough, but everything else will be good.
Okay. All right. What about you, Calderon? You think you can hit all your goals or no?
I mean, here's the thing. Here's what I'm looking at. Hold on. I did 5 campaigns from between Magi's Grace and Dreamweavers. I did 5 campaigns.
Mm-hmm.
For Oswald, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it'll be 6 for Oswald this year as well. So, I did 11 campaigns.
11. Now, you did 11. How many of those 11 were brand new content, and how many of those 11 were second times around the block?
I don't know. Hold on. So this is new. This is okay. 1, 2. Wait a second. Probably about half and half.
Half and half. Okay.
About half and half.
Right.
Yeah. Because they're trade paperbacks.
Yeah.
There's about 3 trade paperbacks I did this year, and 3 trade paperbacks. The rest of the stuff is new. So.
Oh, but 3 trade paperbacks count as first time, in my opinion, around the block. You know what I mean? Because you got to reformat it. You got new covers for it. Sometimes retouch the lettering.
What's this? All right, 1.
Good shit.
1.
Good shit, dude. So that meant you were fucking busy.
I was busy. I told you I keep busy. And the thing is, I did 6 Oswalds, and I'm too short of where I want to be.
Okay.
Too
short of where you want to be because you don't have enough places to promote it, because you didn't have enough time to release.
I didn't work fast enough.
You didn't work fast enough. Okay.
Didn't work fast.
He was lazy.
That's it. That's all.
He only did 11 campaigns in 12 months. Lazy.
Super lazy. Do you know what you needed to do in those 12 months, in that 12th month? You know what you needed to do?
No, tell me.
You needed to add more promotional content, right? We were talking about this before we signed on. We were going somewhere. With this, guys.
Feel free.
What's up?
I said, feel free. Keep talking.
We're in a place where we're talking amongst ourselves, right? And
that's not true. Did you say we have 17 people who will watch it?
19 now.
19. Very good. Very good. Hey, listen, that's it.
We need. Listen, here's what we need. We need everybody of the 19 people. You all need to say hi, hello, how are you? We need to know where you are. We need to know where you're seeing us. Facebook, YouTube, wherever it is. We need to hear you all post. Even if you've already posted, post again right now. Like just say, hey, hi, hello, how are you? Who is in the room? Tell us who's here, who's watching, who's chilling out. Give us a little bit of notation here.
Oh, great. Thanks, Lorraine. That's her chime in. Right, Brooklyn. Come on, dude. It doesn't suck. He had a month of process to promote. Okay. All right. Ray, I'm super excited for Vicky Sticks number 2 in 2026. I got copies of 0 and 1. Love them both. Can't wait for more of the Undead Princess. Way to go. Thank you. All right. So at least we got 3. we got 3 people to chime in. But how do we get beyond that, guys? How do we get beyond that?
Beyond these 3? There's 4.
Listening at home or watching SmackDown. 4. There we go. 5. Dan. Hey, all right. Hey, Dan. Mind and Grind Comics from Dayton, Ohio. Way to be, Dan. Hold on YouTube. Brooklyn is the best. Damn right. All right. So we got 6 of the 19. Way to go. Thank you, guys. Way to go. Way to go. Way to go. Oh, here we go. We got 7 of the 19. Woo! Senator Postcard, drop us a line stating your point of view. Way to be. Yeah. So we were talking about promoting this stuff, right? And we were talking about.
Daphne's not interested in promoting. She's not interested in this. Daphne, go take a break. We'll call you when to come back.
Yeah.
She told us on JayDee's show that she's done with that marketing thing.
Oh yeah, that's true. She did say
what? Come on. She's not. She's out there. She's networking. She's going to new cons. She's scouting potential future exhibitor spaces.
She told us under no uncertain circumstances that she is reducing her energy putting into marketing next year.
Yeah.
Come on, Dad. Come on, kid. You're a fucking champion. Here you go. There she goes. It's all fake. You see? No, you're lying, Tom. You're lying. All right?
No, marketing is fake. She thinks marketing is fake, not us. Marketing is fake. Yeah.
Okay.
It's deep.
Right.
She's deep right now. She's deep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's making you think about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's all fake.
Well, I mean,
the
if
propaganda, the system, the machine.
Well, if you want, I mean, look, if you want, I can speak to it real quick, or try to make it quick. I think what it is that, definitely I discuss it all the time. The problem is you look, we've been doing this going on, now it's going to be going on 6 years, right? Doing YouTube, doing all this stuff, talking, whatever, promoting, right? And, I like it as much as you do. I love the fact that I've met so many different people from so many different, types of comics and all that stuff. What's up, DM? But, the thing is that, all of us in our own ways have hit ceilings, right? Mm-hmm. And, we sometimes go above those ceilings, then we come below those ceilings, then we go above those ceilings, but none of us have broken through in the way that you're talking about, right? And the thing is here's the other thing, Jay. When you say breakthrough, what is your expectation of that? Because I think that's really important.
So breakthrough, maybe I chose the wrong phrase. Okay. Mm-hmm. Reach outside my direct grasp, right? Get into areas that I'm not currently selling in. I've never sent a book to New Mexico. I've never shipped out a book to a reader in Arizona. I've never shipped out a book to a reader in Montana.
Nobody has sent anything to Montana. Nobody sends to Montana.
So you want to pick up 3 new readers, is what you're telling me?
No, I don't want to pick up 3 new readers, but I want to expand my reading.
The thing is, if you're not picking up any readers from them now, how many readers do you expect to pick up from them? That's my question. Like you mentioned 3 states specifically, right?
That off the top of my head, I know I've never.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, the top of your head is really low. So, I
resemble that remark. Careful.
I know. Yeah, this is true. But no. But seriously, you chose 3 states specifically. It doesn't matter what 3 states. Okay. It could be anything. But what I'm asking you is, what does this leveling up look like to you?
Hey, Mark, what's up, buddy? The leveling up looks like more units moving out, right? More backers, more sales on a regular basis.
That's fair. I'm asking you, what does that look like to you? More is not an answer. 5% is an answer. 10% is an answer. 20, 50, 100 books is an answer.
You want exacts when there's no place.
No. I want an approximation. I'm asking you, what are you looking for?
All right. So
I'm not asking you
Okay, so let's. All right, you want me to go? You want me to go that specific inside baseball?
No, I don't. It's not about specifics. I want you to tell me what you expect.
What do I expect?
Right, because I just told you you want three new readers in 3 new states. You're like, no, I want more than that. So
okay.
what is it?
What do I want? I want to move 3,000 units whenever I drop a product. Am I going to get that? No, I'm not going to get that, right? But if I can move 300 units, right, once I drop it, I'm happy with that. Now, from the world of retail, we know on a yearly basis, we need to do 10 to 12% better than the year before. I have always tried to do that.
Of bullshit that that's a load of bullshit that was fed to you by a bunch of marketing people who don't really know fucking business. There's only one thing in existence that grows like that, and it's called cancer. Okay, that's why we have a huge problem in this country with everybody thinking we got to grow, and we end up crushing people like you and like myself and like normal people because of it. This is a corporate structure and the bullshit that you've been fed, and you're still feeding into it.
Okay. Yes, because that's what I was
work in one.
So whether that was a dramatic cycle of business or not, right? That's what I was taught, and unfortunately, that is what I have always continued thinking like.
Right. And what I'm saying is you should probably try to start thinking differently.
So I've gone from thinking like that to when I look at the numbers, I'm lucky if I have a 3% increase from campaign to campaign.
Right. And then how do you deal with decreases?
How do I deal with decreases? By pulling out the fucking hair on my head. That's how I fucking deal with them.
Well, stop doing that. That's why your hairline is going.
Bro, I told you, I'm rocking the John Cena in the back, bro. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Are you retiring next week too?
That's when he's retiring?
In the next couple of weeks, yeah.
Okay. Hold on a second. JD, you do mean hitting new areas with new readers as a byproduct? Oh, okay. Yeah, I would love to. Goals have to be specific or else it's just a wish. Okay. JDC versus JDR New York Showdown. Way to be. Mark Dudley, I agree on the obsession with growth. It will kill a company. Okay. And right sizing really what you want to go for.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so I do want to see those increases. All right.
No, and that's fair.
If using that 10 to 12% as at least a guideline for what I aim to do, then I'll do that. The only thing keeping us from moving the needle in any significant way is money. Lots and lots of money. Money none of us have. I'm tired of pretending because we don't post to Facebook enough. I'm with you. We need money, but the Facebook thing is not a thing anymore. It's not what hits anymore.
What's funny is that she has a funny story about that. The reason is she was working with an AI. I don't think it was ChatGPT. It was one of the other ones, either Copilot or some other one. I think Gemini. But she was working with it, trying to figure out some kind of thing. And she had asked it, what does she have to do to make a successful campaign and blah, 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 just out of curiosity. And then she had put in a budget of $200 for Facebook ads. And it basically told her, why was she being so cheap? That you need at least to put in $2,000 to make $10,000.
Wow.
Right. You understand that? That's why she said it's a very funny story.
I made the AI sweat. Way to go. That's how you do it, baby. Honestly, the only thing that I think will work, it's the one thing I haven't done. And it's a slow growth, but it's still a growth, is consistency.
Right. Yeah. For sure.
Right. And that's the hardest thing for me to maintain. definitely in the past, right? How will that be addressed in 2026? I do have goals set up, like a release every other month, right? But even that will get you only so far.
Right.
Even that.
Yeah.
Right.
Even, I mean, consistent, because here's the problem is that we've already established, like, we know just by looking at Kickstarter, we've already sussed out what sells, what doesn't sell, what has a better chance. Sussed out, like, figured out.
Oh, figured out.
Like,
you don't know Sus, you don't know Ping Pony Club, you don't know Anaconda. Like, what the fuck?
I'm fucking innocent. I was gonna say innocent. I'm insulated, baby. I'm insulated.
Yeah. Even from the dictionary.
No, sus is not in the dictionary.
But anyway,
tell me, show me. Pull out Webster's right now.
Dude, there's a thing
right next to my 32
encyclopedia. There's a thing right in front of you. It's called a computer, bro.
Oh my God!
Type it in.
I was talking to somebody the other day, and I used a phrase which I will not repeat, and I was like, I didn't know you couldn't say that anymore. I mean, I didn't.
What's the phrase?
I will never repeat the phrase.
Why?
After it was explained to me what it meant, so I won't do it.
Type it in the private chat. I gotta see it.
I won't say it.
Type it in
it's a private chat because I know how you fucking like to go shit. I know what
you're talking about.
Yeah, what are you talking about? I know exactly who you are and how you operate, buddy. It's not going to happen. I'm just going to say.
So why bring it up?
There should be a fucking Angie's list for this kind of stuff, right? What can you say, and what are the new phrases for this year?
Well, if you can make that website and put ads on it, you'll make money.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Is Tom getting out trolled? No, he's not. Like, okay, I was taught a phrase the other day. I was taught glazed.
Okay.
You glazed him, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you guys know what glazed means?
Of course.
Yeah.
We're human beings in 2025. We know what
glazed mean.
Well, let's not get deplatformed here.
No. I was taught the other day by the guys in New York City. No, glaze means when you're sweating somebody, when you're jocking them, right? When you're like, when you're hyping them up.
Yes.
Right? When you're
do you understand where the term glazed comes in? You're right. You're right about the definition, but why is it called glaze?
Oh, like a wrestling pop is where the glaze came in?
No. Think more like Krispy Kreme.
Yes. But more human. The human Krispy Kreme, Jay.
Okay,
I tried to get through that, but you weren't having
excited it. That I was on a new term at the outset, and now I don't want to. All right, so laser blast.
Laser blast, yeah. It's really good.
All right, does it start with an R? No,
it's really good.
Translucent, shiny coating. Yes. The glazing is better than Woo! Well, wrestling, yes, but okay. JayDee, Google dudes glazing each other, bro. It was Johnny and Davon that said this to me the other day. I will help him. That's private, right? That's private.
Oh my god!
It's Bukai.
This will be the highest rated show Jay has ever had.
Probably. So you know what bukkake means?
I know what bukkake means.
All right,
I know what bukkake means. I watched the anime.
Mm-hmm.
Glazing is the politically correct term for that.
Really? Okay. Guess what I'm not going to fucking use now? You glazed all over it, bro. Okay.
Oh, my God.
All right. You see, there needs to be a fucking Angie's list for all these fucking phrases. That's what needs to come out now.
There is. It's called the Urban Dictionary.
Oh my God! Hey, you guys. Thanks for a great episode. Super excited for 2026. The comics sorry got to run. Washington is a comics library. Oh, I hope you don't get kicked out, bud. I hope you don't get kicked out. I'm so sorry. And I got to go home and get some dinner. All right. Oh my gosh. They're watching us in college. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's great. Yes, we will catch up soon, Ray. Oh my God. What's up, Total Excellence? Way to be. Oh my gosh. Okay, so moving on.
Moving on. There you go. Moving on. We can move on.
Woo! You guys got to help me out. I don't know. I don't know how to segue out of that one, fellas. Oh my gosh! Excuse me. Oh my gosh.
Well, we were talking about expectations and what our expectations or what your specific expectations.
Going outside of our stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Because listen, I'm not saying you're wrong. You understand? But what I'm saying is that expectations do need to be set, right? And ridiculous expectations is not what we should be looking at.
Okay.
Right. That's what I'm saying, because I think too many people get into this fear, right? And a lot of us like to use the word business, but we know for many of us it's not a business. Not enough of more people lose money in this than make money.
Yeah.
Right. And that's just a fact.
But if you don't treat it,
no, you have to treat it like a business.
Profit and losses, right? You're gonna lose your fucking shirt.
Most people do.
Right.
You understand? Because they wouldn't, unfortunately.
And that's why you're not seeing Kickstarter going 300 regularly, 400 regularly, 500 regularly.
Right.
People come in and they realize, fuck, this is hard, and they don't come back. Yeah. So there's a replacement, one leaves, one comes in, but you're not seeing like, oh, we're all racing to crowdfunding and the campaigns are just skyrocketing out of control.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are we connecting with the right people?
Now, when you say the right people, are you talking about fans or are you talking about business?
Let's do both.
So pick one. Let's start with one.
Let's start with the fans.
Well, I think the answer to both is yes, but I think the answer to or the next step to that is just not enough of those right people. And that, again, that comes back to marketing and sales and advertising and comic conventions and however you want to take your product out into the world. Yes, we've all connected with the right people because we're all making money selling books, crowdfunding, whatever. But we all need another 100 people, another 200 people. And then that sort of just changes the game completely for us.
Right. How do we get that?
How do you find another 100 people?
Right. How do you find another?
Really, yeah.
Right. Is it through cross promoting with others?
Can be.
Yeah.
It's cross promoting with, like, if all three of us did something together, right? It's similar to like if I were to hire J. Scott Campbell or Scott Snyder to write something, right? Mm-hmm. That's also cross promotion because those guys will talk about what they're doing to their fans and bring people in. So like we could do a combined book together, like, oh, these three guys, and theoretically all our fans would be like, oh, like, look, this is like cool. Like what's happening. But that doesn't necessarily mean that when we split back off that Calderon's fans follow me and my fans follow Rosario. Like it was just that one sort of moment in time. I'm not saying that it wouldn't. You might pick up 3 or 4 guys. That works, but there's just no guarantees and all of that kind of stuff. But it's a marketing thing. I mean, think back to the 90s, right? Image and Valiant were doing crossovers. Image and eventually Marvel and DC were doing crossovers. Like they understood the value of that marketing of Batman is now in front of Image people and Spawn is now in front of DC people. Like there's a value to that. And if you can grab people from DC and going, oh, Spawn is actually kind of cool, McFarlane wins, even if it's a tiny percentage. McFarlane wins on that, right? So there's value in the crossover thing. There's a reason that it happened ridiculously in the 90s, and not just company crossovers, but like Wolverine was fucking everywhere, Ghost Rider was fucking everywhere. Right. Like they just crossed everything over. So it didn't matter what you bought, you were being exposed to things that you may not have been exposed to. So there's absolutely value in the crossover concept. But again, that's just one piece. There's the crossover, there's your sales, there's your marketing, there's your crowdfunding, there's your Comic Cons, there's your eBay, there's, whatever. It's just one more piece to add to your, your pie, basically.
Right.
Right. But
I'll come back to the pie. Go ahead, Calhoun.
But the thing is, the other part of it is, how much fun can you have with it? Because the ones that I enjoyed the most were obviously the ones where indie creators were involved. And, there weren't a lot of those, but there were a few, like Grendel, Batman, right? Hellboy, Batman, it was that sort of thing. Even Spawn Batman I enjoyed, but it's again, those books are actually very fun, right? But it's like, how do you make that if we were to do something together or branch out with other creators, again, how do we make that stuff fun? Because Jay had an idea, right? That Tom was very successfully poking holes in.
But would it have been fun? And let's bring it up. We can bring it up.
Yeah, well, it's your plan to explain.
So, all right, there's all these different crossover events, right? You want to call it DCKO, Marvel versus DC, Battle. What was it? Indie Battle Planets.
Battle of the Independents.
Battle of the Independents.
Yep.
There was the Valiant Image crossovers, right?
Yep.
Things that happened over 30 years ago that we still talk about to this day. Some were successful, some weren't, right? Some are still remembered, some were tossed by the wayside. But can we put together something that's both promotional and entertaining and easy to digest that can help out each other, and not just entertaining in the area of entertainment, but also add value to the people that are buying our stuff currently. Right. So let's just say the three of us got together to do a pinup battle book, something that's easy for readers to digest. Pinup with character A versus character B, and then a secondary pinup with same character B defeating character A, vice versa, and then a blurb just hinting at a small little backstory on that, right? That we can all put together, that hopefully would not cost us a lot of money to put together, and we can use it as added value in our campaigns to those that back us. Logistically, yes, I'm thinking on paper it is easy. And it becomes more difficult when you add more people.
Yep.
Right? But if something can be small, manageable, and cost effective, can it deliver a punch? Value grab?
I'll proceed to poke holes in it.
Go ahead.
No, I'm kidding.
No,
because what you're talking about is right. I don't care for your format of it, but
okay.
Of the verses and that kind of thing. Especially going like both directions, like this guy wins and then this guy loses or whatever. That I don't buy into. But I think a crossover book of some sort, whether it's pinups like Oswald meeting Critter or whatever, like I think there's something that can be done there for sure, particularly if in the credits or in some aspect of it, there's very specific, like, hey, did you like Oswald on page 8? Like, here's your social media and like your direction to Oswald stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think there's something that can be done there for sure. And I don't think it would be overly cost prohibitive. I mean, basically if you're doing a pinup book, it's like paying for, maybe not full price for a cover, but it's basically just paying for a cover. Right. Mm-hmm. And then you put however many of those you want to put in the book and you've got the book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I'm digesting it. I'm digesting it.
Yeah. Because I mean, I had a similar thing. I mean, we discussed it on one of the shows in the past, where it's just like doing a trading card set, where like I said, I mean, that's the sort of thing. Like, I was at one. We would do what was that thing? Boston Anime.
Okay.
And they would do. They had these guys. They would have a little game that they would promote, and you could, as a creator, for like $25 or something, you could get, or 25 or $50, you get 500 cards, and then they were passing out the cards throughout. And then what they would do is they would tell the fans, like, you have 40 or 50 creators in the room, in the artist alley, and everybody would have their own cards, and fans come around, and some people would give them away, some people would sell them for 50 cents, $1 or whatever, but people were hunting down the cards so that they could play the game.
So they can play the game. So there's a game aspect to it too. Because I was going to say, here's the trading card aspect is interesting, because if we were to get this would be very easy. If we were to get, let's say, 10 people together, and we all designed a card the same way, right? So it's all the same design, and you were like, okay, Critter. So Oz launches in January, and there's a Dorothy Gale card with that design. And at the end of my campaign, I'd be like, now go to JayDee's campaign for Oswald, and you can get the Oswald card. And then you say, now you can go to Jay's campaign and get the
Vicky Styx card.
Whatever, the Vicky Styx card. But it's all the same design, so it's a set. And you're whether it's a stretch goal thing or whatever you want it to be, it's a set that would potentially drive people who would want to collect that set all the way through campaigns throughout the year. That would be a very easy thing to do.
And what I would do, if we really wanted to make it enticing, we could make one image that would go on the back of, like, we would just do a 9-card set.
And you do a puzzle. Yeah.
Right. You do a puzzle. So you need all 9 cards to get the puzzle.
Yeah. And the puzzle is a big picture of all the characters together.
Right.
The puzzle can't be the map?
The map?
Map to what?
I'm sorry. I left with trading card game.
Yeah, well, we're beyond that now. So no, all I said was an easy way to do this, because the game aspect is good. I like that. And there's probably something to that. But I was like, if we just made, like, if we had 9 people, different people that were doing a campaign throughout 2026, and we all made a card that had the exact same design, right? And it's like, okay, you get the Dorothy card for me. And when I'm done, I'm like, okay, now go to JayDee's campaign, get the Oswald card. And then you go to Calder, go to Rosario's, get the whatever card, right? So you would then drive them to get the set, and then on the back of the card, there's one image that's broken into the 9 like a big puzzle, so that when you like put it in the pages, the plastic pages, you
that's
flip it over.
Cool.
There's a new piece of art on the back of it.
That'd be great.
Something like that is just incentive to go see what the other people are doing. And it's a very easy thing, especially if it was like the first stretch goal, right? Unlock a stretch goal is that card. And then unlock Calderones, it's a card. Unlock Rosario's, it's a card. So you make it very easy for people to get them, but you're driving that interest in that sort of thing. Yeah.
So Rob is saying, this guy has done it. Vince has done it. But he did it within his own sphere.
Right. Yeah. Well, I've done that too. I do trading cards where my stuff is like the design and whatever. But the point that we're talking about is marketing everybody else. So if we can tell everybody there's a set of cards, you got to go to 9 people and grab a physical book to get it. Then you've pushed people into places that they wouldn't maybe normally have gone.
Exactly.
Now, not trying to be a dead horse, but I kind of feel that's also why something like Wizard was important. Yes, it was being fed into because it was a machine, but you would get a trading card from some independent product that was added.
Yeah, the card didn't matter. The magazine did all of that for you.
But see, I was in it for the cards. Dude,
always the mark. Always the mark.
Yeah, no, because I didn't buy the half issues, right? I didn't buy the half issues. But it had It had a smattering of different things around.
Well, you're right. In the early days, they would do a card and it had like the diamond foil around the edges. So no, you're right. That's the you're in the ballpark. I'm just giving you shit.
No, but dude, that's what we do. We give each other spit, right? The team up idea just mentioned in the comment is cool, like tagging in a momentary helper in fighting games. Okay. Yeah, just I think it's a good idea, but I also think it's also like trying to wrangle cats, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's why you gotta kind of start as small as possible, right? And with the trading card idea, it would require 9, and it would either require 9 different people, which would be the ideal goal, or it would require just 9 cards, even if it's like 4 people that produce 9 cards, whatever it is. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, see, he's got his wizard cards. Yeah, man. Divine Right, Iron Man from Sean Chen. I know what I'm looking at, baby. I know what I'm looking at. I got them. Yeah, there you go. She-Hulk and the girl from Gen 13.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with
you. And that's the other piece of this too, though, is those now in the early days they were just using existing art, but as it went along, there were art made for the cards, and that's what made them unique. So if we were to do this card thing, all of these 9 cards would need to have exclusive art to the card, not just like taking a cover and sticking it on there, but actual new art. That's the value to it.
Okay, so he just showed Calderon had the piece with She-Hulk and the girl from Gen 13. I'm sorry, I don't remember her name at this point.
Caitlin
Fairchild. Okay. Fairchild. But going to the pinup book, right? It doesn't have to be a battle on either page, right? It could be.
It can be just hanging out. It can be a hanging out picture. It can be a fight.
Oswald
it can be whatever you want.
On Critter's shoulder.
That's
right. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It could be. I know Calderon wouldn't genuinely like this, but an homage of the Ant-Man Hawkeye cover, right? With Ant-Man on the arrow. Well, what if with Shield of the Interceptor, he had his shield up and Oswald was sitting up on the shield? Little things like that could have played off of this. Swimsuit edition, Rob, I think is a little too much. Here we go. We got BM there. Do fans still care about cards nowadays? Brother, let me tell you something, man. Hell yeah. I drop at least 3 to 5 cards as stretch goals on every campaign I do. We are up to 57 regular trading cards and 8 premium trading cards. And once I get to 100, I'm going to close off that set, box them up, or randomize them and move it, because we do really good with trading cards. We do really good, and they're from the independent standpoint promotion. They're really cost effective, dude. Calderon and I print them up.
That's what matters right there. Okay,
that's triple money though. That's your Pink Pony Club money.
That's all that matters right there.
There you go. That's a knot, son. That's a knot. So Tom, I don't know how much you're getting your cards for, but
they're very cost effective.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's why they're easy to do as stretch goals.
Yeah, man. And they don't add a lot to the shipping costs, right?
Right.
Swimsuit edition. I miss Amazing Heroes every summer. They would hold swimsuit. Okay. All right. So yeah, I mean, look, I'm down to do something different this year. Some like KO. Okay. Yeah, brother. Some people like KO.
What's KO?
The DC KO.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now we know where Calderon keeps his ash. Brother, I don't know if he was bending over and getting it out of his sock, or if it was in a drawer in his desk. I don't know. We got an idea.
Mm-hmm. Come get it. It's okay.
We got to watch out for the bird. He's got an attack bird in the house.
Yes, we have an attack bird. Yes.
I miss Wizard Magazine. Yeah, I miss it too. Because of the promotional aspect of it, right? But some people hated it. I thought it was fun. I preferred it when it was still comic book size, not magazine size.
Well, I think the only issue, the problem is okay, if you look at the old Amazing Heroes magazine, mm-hmm. as opposed to something like Wizard, right? It was just, like Wizard was just, I don't want to say kind of dumb, but it was just,
it was dumb. That was what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
It was intentionally dumb, especially as it went along. The longer it went, the more like it leaned into that. But the advantage to Wizard was it grabbed the mainstream awareness and consciousness of the comic people, like, because there was like Overstreet and all kinds of magazines like that.
Yeah, there was CBG at the time,
and Wizard was the only one that people were like, "Hey, you got that new Wizard issue?" It's just it was the one that worked.
Wizard was the only one that you were getting in CVS and Rite Aid. Wizard was the only one you were getting on newsstands. You weren't getting Overstreet. You weren't getting Indie Comics Journal.
But here's the thing, though, is like, that did nothing for us.
Independent comics.
What?
It didn't do anything for independent creators, or did it do anything for comics?
Oh, false.
No, for comics, false. Plenty. But for
Wizard is the reason why some of these companies ever existed, because they were the ones that would come out and say, "Hey, go look at this fucking crazy publisher that just popped up that no one's heard of." And they'd sell shitloads of issues because they were made aware of in Wizard. Wizard was a hype machine, and that's what its value. Yeah.
On occasion, they would bump into a bone and shoot it out the roof.
I don't know. I remember. I never picked it up. Some book named Creed, right? With a little kid with fat head and fat feet. But Marvin, what's up, bro?
What up? What up? How you guys doing?
Thanks for joining us, man. You're joining. We're running hot right now, kid. We're running hot.
This is my third stream of the day. I got this much energy left. So what we doing?
Well, good, because we got that much show left.
Yeah. Here we go. I enjoyed Wizard when it actually celebrated fandom, but it stopped when they decided to push edgelord shit. I don't know what edgelord was. That a book, or was that an umbrella phrase?
That's kind of like sussed.
It's kind of like sus. So it's okay. Yeah. I don't know what edgelord is, but okay. I remember.
It was way better when Wizard was glazing the fans.
Yeah. Marvin, we had a whole situation with me glazing. I thought it meant one thing, it meant something else apparently.
It's donuts. You're glazing donuts, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's correct.
Yep.
I guess so.
So you're talking about Wizard. So they slipped up like right before they crashed, and that's why Heroes Illustrated was able to steal some of their little thunder for a little bit before that crashed.
Hero Illustrated came out in the beginning, bro.
Yeah.
Hero Illustrated came out about 3 years into their production run. So just before the Batman the Batman Spawn crossover, I remember Hero Illustrated firing up.
Yep.
And then it phased out long before Wizard changed formats into to the magazine style.
But here's the thing, though, with Heroes, the one thing I liked about their magazine was all of the ash cans.
Mm-hmm. They did have a lot of ash cans. Yeah. And then Wizard was doing the 1/2s.
Right.
Yeah. You're right. Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Here we go. I enjoyed Wizard. Okay, we talked about the edgelord. Marvin finding out Jay is
maybe we all need to do half issues and get them to the other people's campaigns. So it's like, hey, you're buying the Oswald, but you're gonna get a Big Dog Inc. half issue as a stretch goal thing.
I have no problem doing it. I have no problem doing it as a digital. I have no problem doing it as an actual ash can.
Fuck your digital. Yeah, it's got to be a real fucking thing.
I have no problem doing that. Right.
But never speak that word again.
What, digital?
Say more glazing. I don't want to hear digital anymore. I'm tired of the digital word.
You don't want to be digitaling?
Don't want to be digitized, man.
You don't want to get digitaled? Basically, Wizard thought it was better than...
That's actually a really interesting idea now, is to make like a little 8-page book and make that as a stretch goal for other people's campaigns, so that when they get the campaign, they get an actual book for somebody else as well. And then you do that vice versa. So like I do it and I give away Oswald half. And then when Oswald comes out, they get an Oz half. And then that way we're cross promoting the books back and forth.
Did someone do negative number issues books before too?
Yes, they've done negatives. Yeah. There's minus ones.
can I not throw an adjustment in there, but something that maybe could be easier for somebody else. That wouldn't add much to the shipping and could maybe be like a card, a smaller, not a 4x6 print, but something a little bit bigger, a single card with a one image and like 9 panels behind it.
Right. I think that's what Tom was getting to. That's what we were discussing earlier, was with the trading cards, using like if I did a campaign today and I said, okay, and we all use the same trade dress on the card, I say, okay, and then on the back of the card is like one complete image, right? But it's a portion of the image on the back of the card, right? The front of the card, we have all the same.
So it makes a puzzle,
right? It's a puzzle.
I know that. Yes, I understand that. I'm with that, but I'm also thinking about when Boom first got the Power Rangers license, they didn't have a book ready. I don't know for what event. I think it may could have been San Diego. So what they did was they did 5 posters, each with a different color of one of the Rangers.
Okay.
On the front.
Yeah, but nobody collects posters like that. Like people legitimately collect trading cards.
Right.
And so that's the value to that.
Can I finish? Can I finish?
No.
No. But instead of being 9 images in the back, it's a 9-panel story, because that's what they did. They put a 9-panel story in the back of the poster. So that way it's something it's easier for the person who's shipping out the product to ship, because an 8-page story is still going to be another 2 or 3 ounces added to the shipping. And that makes a difference when somebody's already shipping out 15 ounces and another 3 more ounces puts them to another over a pound, which changes the shipping price.
Right.
Not saying no to the half. Not saying no to the half.
Fine. We'll do it without you, Jay. That's just the answer to that. Yeah.
Which was what Source magazine was to hip hop. Yes, it was. Digital equals fingered. Think about it. Oh, digit. I like it. It's wordplay. Just trying to throw one more thing.
Actually.
Say what?
It's finger play, actually.
What finger play? Like what? I can't say it. I don't know who's watching. I don't want
to. The next thing somebody's just going to come out and say 6'7", right? That's
6'8", 8'9". I'll do the father thing, right? Break 8'9". Sorry, I'm with the head joke. Glow in the dark ash cans. All right, so you're talking black and white? Black and white.
He's talking glow in the dark.
Yeah.
Meaning add glow in the dark effects to whatever it is. Okay. But I will never understand the glow in the dark comic book. Who the fuck is pulling a comic book out of their collection and sitting in the dark and looking at it?
Bro, that Ghost Rider number 15 where the skull was glow in the dark is fucking
who cares?
Awesome.
Who cares? I mean, who cares? It's sitting in your box, not even seeing the light of day. So who cares that it glows?
Absorbing the dark. So when I pull it out finally, when I'm 97, it has the biggest pop ever. And then I die because I just lifted a 300 book box.
Sure, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's fun for the whole 15 seconds. You look at it, you're like, oh, that looks cool. And then you put it in your box and that's in there.
Yeah, I could say the same thing about metal covers. I could say the same thing.
No, false. Covers. Because the metal cover exists without the sun needing to power it up. Like it's an image to itself.
After those 15 seconds that you're looking at it.
But it doesn't stop doing what it does. Glowing stops, and you have to recharge it. The metal cover or the foil cover or whatever you want to do with it, those still exist, just sitting on your shelf without needing to do anything to make it, power up. I mean, are we going to start like layering these things with LED lights and shit? Like, what are we doing?
Maybe glow in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the jackass that pulls this out to watch it glow in the dark for 15 minutes.
That's my girl. That's my girl. That's how you do it. Yeah, shut her down. Shut him down, Dav. Come back. Shut him down. I love that. Look,
but the Max does have one of the better glow in the dark ones.
Okay. It does.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember a couple of Ghost Riders that were really good.
I just said it. Ghost Rider number 15. I loved it.
Yeah. True. The Spectre had a couple of good ones. I remember.
All right, genuine question. What is the point of an ash can? Why you sell number one of an ash can, then later release the non-ash can version of number one?
So the general idea originally back in the day of an ash can is to essentially create a copyright and a trademark as fast as you fucking can. So you'll see a lot of old ash cans that have like different logos and shit on them. They were just putting out because once you publish something, there is a ownership element to it. And so that was that. And then the ash can, they still kind of did that. Like most of the time they were black and white on the insides. And again, it was just a collectible thing that the 90s kind of picked up on. They weren't really doing it for the purpose of trademark and copyright stuff. It was just, here's a collectible. Usually they were like previews, like black and white previews of things that were coming. And then you would get the full thing. But then eventually ash cans became like real, honest to God, like there was stuff on the inside, like stories, color, like the whole thing.
And why was it called ash can?
Now let me. Now I don't know
because they were thrown away.
Well, no, I don't know. I don't know if you know, but I'll give you my very fuzzy memory of history in comics. My understanding was that they were called ash cans because they were originally done at a print shop, and that was their samples. Like they had like they would do a miniature to make sure they get the pagination right, and then they would throw it in what they call an ash can because they used to burn it. That's why it's called an ash can, because that's where they would get. That's where it would eventually end up in. Okay. Now the way I used an ash can back in the day wasn't so much an ash can. It was just copies. I just didn't want to wait for my printer to send me my books, and I had a show in between one another. And I was just like, all right, let me print up like 50 books at Kinko's, and you staple them together and you sell them at the show.
See, but that was different because at that point, an ash can becomes a fanzine. Right, because you got original content.
Yeah, but at that point, it was still called. We were still called.
No, but BMD Nerd says, all right, and why later release the non-ash can version of number one, right? And Tom answered that, right? That's because they needed something quick so they can protect it, and that way the ownership is been decided. Once it comes back from print, because back then, copywriting took months, right?
Yeah. So nowadays, when people do an ash can, it's just as a collectible thing. There's not really any, like I said, it's usually like an actual color, shrunken down color thing. They just look, it's an ash can. Like get the ash can. It's like
I've seen ash cans done on pink paper, right?
Sure. Absolutely. Yes.
On green paper.
If you go back into the 90s, like Chaos Comics, they would do Lady Death ones. They'd be like pink, white, red, black, all kinds of different stuff like that. Yeah.
Ash cans are pretty fun to make. Actually, yeah, they are. They're cost effective, especially when using the printer at the office, not the one at home. I like how it dovetails into zine culture. Yeah, it does. Which zine culture, this whole other element, right? There you go. I got you. That makes sense, right? Yeah, Tall Tales. All I hear is trash can, which was another urban legend. That's what it was. It was sent to the trash can, and then they just took the T and the R off of it.
So you're saying Oscar the Grouch has access to a bunch of old
dude is sitting on the gold mine.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. But that's a part of comic book history, right? That's fucking awesome, man. It's fucking awesome. Because we're still doing it today, and it's a great way for somebody to get into this when it's cost effective. All right, but what's the point of preview comics? For example, I see like example number one preview, and why are they being sold? What would be on the pages?
Preview would be, because nowadays it doesn't make sense because the internet is your preview, right? But back in the day, you would get a preview book of something else. So like you would buy, Hero magazine, and you'd get an ash can for, Dawn #1, right? And in that Dawn #1, you'd be like, oh, what's Dawn? I don't know what this is. And you'd get to see 6 pages or whatever it is. And then you can decide whether you want to buy Dawn or not. That's it. That's your preview. Your preview is literally just like, this is what it's going to be. see if you like it, and then hopefully you order it and get it later on.
All right. I mean, it pretty much what you're getting on local comic. I mean, Free Comic Book Day also. A lot of those are just previews.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff's just reprints.
Yeah.
Very, very little of that is actually like not new material.
Yeah. Well, they'll have like in some of the Marvel, they'll have like a book that has all their events that are coming up for the year.
Right.
Or BMD nerd, I'll give you this one. You just got 6 pages in from your artist, and the convention is in 4 days, and you're really excited, and you want to show something off, and you got a copier at the office.
Mm-hmm.
The layout, you buy your long arm stapler, and you spend the next 4 nights staying up late, stapling and cutting 50 different preview ash can.
That sounds like the worst night of my life.
But it's exciting.
It's not.
It gets the blood rushing.
Have you done it, Tom?
Oh, I'm doing it in my brain right now, and I don't want to do it.
But I mean, have you ever actually done it? Have you ever had to actually do it? Because I've done it, back like way back.
Yeah.
And it is fun, but you got to understand, like I was 18. I was 19. I was 20 years old. So, I mean, back then,
that's what I'm saying. It sounds like something for the youngins to get involved with.
No,
Us oldie moldies are not. No one has that kind of energy anymore.
I almost did it. I almost did it with Vicky Zero that came out. And prior to shipping it, I was going to put together 6 pages. 6 pages. That's it. Right? 6 pages. All I need is 2 front and back, and 2 black and white ad pages to go in there. And I was going to slide it in to everyone's reward. I just didn't have enough time, and some other things happened that prevented me from doing this. I've seen some indie companies selling preview issues with a variety of covers for $20 online for months before the actual comic is released.
That's just money grab.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And
again, you have to realize that we're in a collecting culture. And so if you have your thumb on the pulse of the collecting culture, and you can be like, here's 8 covers of this, and you feel like you can sell those to a fan base, they're going to do that. And they'll do that as often as they possibly can.
Prior, God rest his soul, Peter David, prior to him passing away, I remember him at conventions selling scripts that were just printed off of his copier. Off the printer at home. Mm-hmm. And because it had his signature on it, he was selling for $25 a pop.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Here we go with Rob. Create a special 1-of-1 singular issue that is different from the main version. Extra pages, first appearance, something special. Like the Bad Idea Invisible comic. I don't know what the Bad Idea Invisible.
Oh, that's so bad. That was so bad because not only was it Bad Idea making Invisible comics, it was CGC grading them.
I don't know what an invisible comic is.
It's an empty slab.
Yes, you do. You just said what it is. It is an invisible comic.
Yeah, nothing in there. Empty slab. It's a no prize.
That's right.
And that's why it's called Bad Idea.
But if you look at Bad Idea, they sell crazy collectible shit. They have figured out a way to get their stuff into that collectible mentality of all the weird things that they do, because they do a lot of weird shit. And the fans are like, oh my God, there's only so many of these and whatever. And then they sell stuff at a high price point. So
that's it. That's the old Nintendo artificial scarcity thing.
Yeah. But also you got to remember, they also hired some very, very talented creators.
Absolutely. They have big names on their books.
Yeah, they got Matt Kint. They have a bunch of.
That's not what they sell. They never say, "Come get our Matt Kint book." They say, "Come get our invisible Matt Kint book."
Right, but the thing is, for myself, I can only speak for my corner. Matt Kint. Oh yeah, La Boo-Boos for guys. There you go. I came in because of Matt Kint, and I came in because of the artwork and a couple of the other writers. But I won't buy anything from them because I backed 2 of their campaigns, and they're about 2 and 3 years late, respectively. So I won't buy anything from them again until I get those books. So they've lost me as a fan. Until they fulfill.
Bad ideas sometimes leads to bad business.
Exactly.
Right. And that is okay. That leads me to this question. Are we independent comics or are we something else now entirely?
Well, I think what you have to define the we, because the we is all, there's 4 individual people who do things in 4 individual ways. Then there's the we as the community, the industry, whatever. And even in then it's still a little bit different kind of as you talk to different companies. But I know that we're very, very right now hung up on the, just like he said in there, like a preview book with like 5 covers for $20. Like, I know that that's where we are right now. We're in that sort of hot theoretical collectible thing. It's like where Whatnot comes in and they're driving all these hype books, all the blind bag things that are happening. It's like no one cares about the book. All they care about is like that. Did I get that 1 in 1,000? Like, and that's what I'm saying about with Bad Idea, right? Is they're never telling you like, look how great this book is. They're always telling you, hey, look, this book is invisible. Hey, look, this book is
the gimmick behind it.
Whatever the gimmick, that's all they promote. They don't promote the book.
Yeah,
and I think that's where we
is what it is.
Yeah, it's where we stumble right now, is we don't promote what the product is. As far as that being the important part, it's always like, let's slap a gimmick on this and focus on that, versus like, let's drive this product into people's thought processes of like, oh, this book is so cool and this art is so cool, this story is so cool. No, it's, I got the 1 in 1,000 blind bag.
Right.
Here we go. All right, the dopamine hit of winning.
That's it. Yeah. That's it.
Right. Which is something that we were trying to capitalize on in New York Comic Con, right? The dopamine hit of the
and again, let me be really clear. I don't have a problem with blind bags, mystery boxes, all that kind of stuff. All of that stuff has existed for decades upon decades. This is not a new thing. But when the industry comes in and is like, this is the only way we can make money.
Right.
And every single thing that's being released that's high profile or even low profile is like these things. That's where I start to get concerned about the industry. Because sure, it might be an interesting, like, sort of quick moment in time. Maybe it'll dissipate quickly and just be kind of gone. But I always get concerned about, all I ever hear about is the industry. And then this stuff comes around and people are like, oh my God, blind bags. I'm like, that doesn't help your industry. It's a short-term blip, put some money in some people's pockets. Fine, whatever. But there's no long-term to that. There's only diminishing returns to that stuff in my mind. So, yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, like what the question is that, why are you making so many variant covers? What's the point?
They're trying to get more slices out of the pie, right? Yeah. Trying to minimize their overall production costs because, right, a variant cover is a lot cheaper to produce and promote than 20.
Because you have a built-in cost for your book, and if you can add on $500 extra in cost, but bring in $5,000 extra in sales, then you're mitigating your costs basically.
Yeah. And this is what Daphne's talking about, right? My biggest frustration with all the creators, they'll tell you how many variant covers they have.
That's what I mean. It's like, what's the book is about? What's your story about? Why do you need variant covers if?
But it's also society, right? The buyers, they're inundated with so many other things. Digesting the information about a cover and who did it is a lot easier for them than the rest of the story.
Well, yeah, I know there's people who chase certain artists on covers.
Sure. Yeah. Well, again, that's why the variants come down. Is like, it's like, oh, I got Art Adams on my cover. Well, all those Art Adams guys come to your book, and hopefully they like what the book is. They like what he drew. If he drew Critter, they'd be like, oh, like, what is Critter now? Tell me what that is. That's the whole thing with it's multiple things. It's artists that don't do books. So like, if you want J. Scott Campbell, you will only get a cover. He will never do insides again. So all of these artists, not all of them, 90% of these cover artists won't do interiors. So if you want that art, you're only going to get it on the cover. And then 2 is, you want to drag fans from that fan base. I got J. Scott Campbell to do a cover. They're going to look at my product. They may not buy it if they don't like the product, but I would say 80% of Scott Campbell buyers would buy your book just because he did it. And then you've got your book in their collection, and maybe they'll read it, give it a look, or at least look at the cover and go, oh, that's a cool design. You know, what's Big Dog Ink now? Tell me what that is. So that's really the thing. And then, of course, the third part of that is mitigating costs. We have a fixed cost on the book. How do we expand our, intake through creating art, which is what we're doing, is just creating art. Yeah. But here's the thing. People always say, well, just make a print. No one buys prints like that. It's everything with that art, that Scott Campbell cover comes with a thought process of collectability. There's only so much of them, blah, blah, blah. The comic is worth money. It's very rare that art prints become worth money unless there's something really, really specific, like a Stan Lee thing or something like that. But if it's just like, here's a Black Widow print, like, okay, but there's no perceived future value for that. But if you put that Campbell on a Black Widow comic, now you're talking about, it was $5, now it's 20, now it's 30, whatever.
Calderon, what were you going to say before?
Yeah, I lost my thought. Just
okay. Rob goes back to that's what the Mark Spears monster hype was about. Okay.
Well, he did like 40 covers for his blind bag thing. Yeah.
Right. And then Daphne, but what is your book about? Right. Exactly. They don't know how to pitch the book anymore. They know how to say, oh, I got such and such doing a cover. That's a lot of times what their pitch is.
Yeah.
No interior pages on a campaign is an auto skip for me. Yeah. I would agree. Yep. There's a lot that comes from no interior pages. In the end, what's the point of all the crossovers, cards, and variants if you're not telling me why I should care about your comic to begin with?
It's true.
Absolutely.
Yep.
The issue with catering to collectability is that you're not creating an audience that actually likes your book. No, but unfortunately, you also got to think about keeping the lights on, right? And whether you want to think about this as a business or not, you need.
It's like I said on Calderon's show, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, where I had people who were buying for the covers, and then they were upset that there was actual story in it. And it wasn't just a bunch of like, hey, I bought this cover with a naked angel, and there's no naked angels inside the book. I'm like, well, there's a story inside the book. Like, we're telling a story. It's like, yeah, but I bought it for this cover, and now there's nobody's making out inside the book. Or I'm just like, I don't know how to help you, man. I don't know how to help you.
Buying the wrong kind of magazine there, bro.
But at the same time, I've also had people who have told me, like, they bought it for, like, the Nii cover because they're a fan of Nii, and then they did read the book and they're like, oh wow, this is like actually something. They were surprised that something good was on the inside. So you do have both sides of the coin. There's the guys that are just like, yo, I just want to see some tits and ass in this book, and then there's people who are surprised and happily surprised that there's something good inside.
There's a reason why they see the tits and ass. But I guarantee you, they were not complaining about the Hulk cover on the Batman, Deadpool, Marvel, DC crossover comic that Hulk did not appear in at all, right? They're not. We get shit for stuff that the bigger companies, if they pull out, they won't ever get shit for.
Yeah.
It's all. Better
it's
not
like
be.
I'm going to piss people.
Better not be a D&D campaign.
I'm going to piss people off right now. It's like it's the same thing with this AI thing. There's all these people that scream about no AI, no AI, no AI, no AI, and then when big name people use AI, I don't hear any peep out of them saying, "Hey, big guy, you can't do that." All they do is target the small guys that are trying to just get a fucking foot in the door somewhere.
Are you talking about Everett Hartzell?
No. We've talked about him. I'm talking about legitimate, real, and I'm not going to call out, but I'm talking about real, legitimate, high profile names that have used AI. I'm not talking about using AI for covers. I'm talking about using AI as like animating their covers and stuff, that kind of thing, like making those little animations out of it.
Yeah.
They have screamed at small press people for doing that with their characters, but when the big stuff does it, there's not a peep.
Right.
I just saw somebody do 2 Transformer mini shorts. One with Starscream versus Megatron, one with RC. A lot of AI was used to generate 5 minutes of animation, and people are loving it. League of Comic Geeks has been getting some mainstream eyes on indie comics due to more indie fans being active on there. Way to be.
That's good.
I keep the lights on with Furryborn Jay. Okay. You gotta. I'm reading this like a prompter. You know what I'm saying? I'm not screaming this. I'm not screening this. Come on.
You need a mod, bro.
Hard So is a POS. I've known him for years. I don't know who it is, Dan.
That's one more thing we can add to the list that Jay doesn't know. Is ever Hard So.
Who's Hard So? Or if we can't talk about it, put it in the
he's the guy from the 90s. Made Razor and Poison and all those bad girl books from back in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
And what he's doing currently is he puts out a bunch of books that aren't that great, and he slaps a bunch of AI cover art on it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he makes a decent amount of cash. I mean, he's making some of these campaigns go as high as 30, 40 crays. So he's
got you. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I remember Razor.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And my point from earlier, the thing that I was going to mention was about the variant covers on going on books, let's say like Red Sonja or whatever, and you have those variant covers. Nobody talks about what's happening on in Red Sonja or Vampirella, because one of two things is going to happen. Somebody's soul is being sucked out of their bodies, or somebody's getting chopped up. I mean, it's a very simple plots in these books. So it's like, there's not a lot there. Not a lot of meat on those bones.
Hard So has like 20 Kickstarter accounts and 50 live campaigns at 8 times.
Yeah. And that dude crushes.
And he makes money. Yeah. And this is the point that I've always said with AI is that the end user decides.
Yeah.
And that's it. Yeah. You could use AI and make money, and your contemporaries might be like, fuck that guy. Like a lot of people are like, fuck Hard So. But he's sitting over there going, I'll take my 20 grand check. Right. And just be like, he's unbothered by it.
Let me ask this question. Earlier tonight, Calderon was getting a little antsy because he felt like I was adhering to an antiquated or non-viable goal of 10 to 15% that was set with retail, right? And trying to follow that was just going to, just me kicking myself in the ass. Based on what you said right now, what you guys are talking about right now, are we playing a game? Are we playing the game based on what the community set as standards? Like there's no AI, and this guy's fucking not adhering to it, and he's bringing in fucking bank, and he doesn't care because he's bringing in bank, right? Should we just say fuck it and march to our own drummer and do business our own goddamn way?
I'm just going to keep pissing people off on this show. Yes, you should do anything that you want your own way. That's it. Now, but here's the thing. This is the caveat to that. Let's say tomorrow you said, I'm not hiring any more cover artists. I'm only going to hire my interior guy, and then I'm going to do 10 AI covers. Let's say that's your plan. If your followers, let's say you had 100 backers. If your followers come to you and be like, yo, this is some bullshit, and your 100 drops to 20 backers, that's where you are, right?
Right.
Now, but the same side of that is if you lose those 80 backers, but you pick up 80 AI backers, then what difference did it make?
Right.
Right. Now, again, Everett is, no one likes Everett. Like, no one likes Everett, but he's not a convention guy. He's not a social media guy. Like, he is just off in his own castle doing his thing. So he is 100% unbothered with anybody's comments. Whereas with all of us, we kind of have a sense, I think all of us really have a sense of like, we appreciate art. We appreciate artists. We appreciate, we like artists. Like they're our friends, that kind of thing. So if I were to be like, well, even if I were to say like, well, look, I'm just going to put one AI cover on my thing. Like, I'm not going to not hire these guys, but I'm going to hire my normal guys. I'm just going to throw an AI cover on the pile just because. I think that's really the big experiment and the big question, because then you would get sort of things. Oh, he's using AI, like boycott him. Okay. But I still have a name that everybody likes, right? That I paid for, legitimately paid for. It's still there. It's still an option. Would you boycott the whole thing because there's an AI? Would you just not buy the AI version? And again, if I lose backers over here, but I pick them up over here, then it's a wash, and I'm just in the same place that I was. But I actually maybe made a little more money because I didn't have to pay $800 on with that one cover. So it's a really weird sort of morality / capitalism, conundrum of Tetris to like, where do you want to put your pieces? And I think eventually you're going to see some larger names probably tap into the AI more than we're seeing now. And then we'll really kind of get a sense for it. But then there's guys like Polito, for example, who kind of came down on an artist who was he wasn't doing AI, but he was doing like some photo mashing stuff. Apparently, like he was doing some drawing, but then overlaying other things and stuff. And he basically put that to his community and it was like, guys, tell me what you think. And the community was really split. They were like, and they were like, oh, and he was just like, nope, we're just not doing that. And he just set that aside. And there's been no AI. There's been that artist hasn't worked for him again. Everything that he does is art. So he's really set himself on the precipice of we do art here. And okay. I think his fans appreciate that. And I think the people that are AI appreciators couldn't care less anyway. So I think he made a stand in that regard. And I think that helped him in the overall community quite a bit. Even if they're not Lady Death fans, they're like, oh yeah, but Polito actually made a stand. Like, we don't do this stuff here. And I think that down the line, like I said, I think there's gonna be more AI for a while, but down the line, I think there's going to be a point where you can say, look, we've never used AI. We don't use AI. We hire artists. We appreciate artists. We appreciate what they do. Everything we do is by the artist. And I think that sort of branding will have value once this AI thing kind of gets almost too much. People will look for, yeah, but that's just AI. Like, who drew that? This kind of stuff. And I think it'll swing back around to the people that can promote themselves as that's not what we do here.
All right. Well, we got, definitely coming in. It's all about whether you're willing to accept the consequences no matter what you do, right?
Yeah.
It's easy to smooth over ethical concerns if you make enough money. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. It's like baseball players who use steroids. Way to be. That's it in a nutshell. Mm-hmm. Yes, Barry Bonds, we still cheered for him, and when we saw him shrink after he got out of baseball, nobody.
Yeah, I mean, if AI isn't art, then was Barry Bonds baseball?
Right. Sammy Sosa,
all of them. Yeah, Mark McGwire. Yeah,
mm-hmm. Right.
If AI is not art, then steroid players are not baseball.
Right. Do what you want, but don't be mad at the people who decide not to support.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. Yeah, 100%. That's the point. But the side to that is, if you lose 50 backers, but you gain 50 more,
right?
And then you go back to the part where she said earlier, there's still consequences because you still will be looked at as weirdly, oddly. You might not get accepted to Comic-Cons because they're like, oh, you do AI stuff. We don't want that here. So there's all kinds of layers to using it, and you just have to be ready for all of it if that's what you want.
Yeah, well, and I think one of the things as creators we got to watch out for is like, okay, to use the AI thing, is we know what we're paying for covers. So let's say we're spending $1,000 on covers, but let's say you start using AI, right, and you're spending $800 less, but you still got those new 50 people, right? Mm-hmm. You lost 50, you got 50, but you're spending 800 less. Mm-hmm. You understand? There's that weight. You gotta. And then what's gonna happen? Also, what happens when the day happens if you lose 50 and gain 100?
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, somebody who's looking for backers right here, Calderon.
Yeah, and no AI used.
No AI used. Right. I know this is always Tom's favorite part of the thing, but he's got Magi's Grace. Right, issues number 1 through 3 going on. You get 27 days left on your campaign. What's it about, Calderon?
It's about this variant cover by
Magi's Grace is about a team, Magi and Grace. They're monster hunters. They're specifically contracted when you have issues between cryptids and the supernatural. Okay, so these are the two specialists they bring in to solve these issues. They're highly paid and they're mercenary. Magi is the muscle. Grace is the femme fatale sorceress.
See,
so there you go.
Did you just glaze yourself, Jay?
Yeah. We know how she solves problems, right? Come glaze me. There we go. Okay.
There you go. But yeah, we have an assortment of covers. Some are NSFWs, some are SFWs. These are the interiors. These are by C. Michael Lanning, my partner in crime on this series. And there it is. This is the third issue of 4. So after this one, the series will be, this limited series will be concluded. And then, we will see if we're going to continue, which I think we will. But I don't know. That's up to Mr. Lanning.
All right.
We have some really cool
so the first 3 issues complete the arc, right? Yep. 83 backers, 27 days to go. Okay, so it'll take you well into the new year. And you've already hit your goal. Way to be, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
Way to be.
See, William's already going in for the next level of your covers.
Yeah, and I love I lost viewers during Tom's favorite part of the show.
I told you.
Always losing viewers.
It always happens. Funny though. You want to hear something funny though? On my show, I have seen we still lose some, but not as many as we used to. We're still retaining. Okay. And as soon as it is over, though, people come back. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, they know. The difference is that none of us can take steroids and hit 65 homers in a year.
True.
You still need talent. Okay.
Yeah, but I see people who are artists who are drawing their own stuff and then feeding it into AI to kind of give it a little polish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's your steroids.
That's the glaze.
That's the glaze.
That's the glaze. But Adobe has their own oh my God.
Yeah, generative AI.
Generative AI, right?
Everything does now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything does. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to become more and more prevalent everywhere. And it's just a matter of where you stand for your brand and your artistic sense and whatever.
Not the next generation of artists that are coming out, but the generation after that.
Yeah.
Be heavily invested.
Well, it's the kids that are growing up with AI that will have no awareness of what a pencil is.
Yeah. Number 2,
there will always be a weirdo. You'll always have one weirdo.
Yeah.
Because like even today we do comics, right? There's a guy right now who hand letters his books. There's several, right? That's something I would never consider doing for myself. Hand lettering, no.
Okay.
Right? But there are people that hand letter.
Yeah, I met Adam Warren at Motor City Con one time, and he had some empowered pages with him. And so I was flipping through them and I realized, I was like, this has all the letters on them. And like my Godzilla page, right? That's old school where it has like everything glued onto it. Yeah. But I was looking at his stuff and there was nothing glued. He was lettering it onto the actual art, like the whole thing. I was like, holy shit, dude. And he was like, yeah, I came up as a letterer. And so when I started doing my art, I lettered my own pages. And it looks beautiful the way that he did it, because it's all just tight pencil and stuff. And I was like, God damn.
If they know what they're doing, man, it's really nice.
Marvin, were you on the show yet when we were talking about the glow in the dark covers?
Yeah.
You weren't. Did you notice the one that Daphne had pulled out on
I didn't see it.
You didn't see it. Yeah. Okay. Was the one that Daphne pulled out the max? That's right. Yeah. Oh, this shit! He talked about the fucking glow in the dark cover, and he got the glow in the dark cover right behind.
The dark. That's the artist edition.
Oh, my bad. Okay, I thought it was the glow in the dark single issue. Okay,
we like art here, sir.
Oh,
there you go.
Okay,
and he has Xenozoic Tales. That's another nice one.
Yeah.
Tom, who's the artist on that Godzilla cover though?
That's Herb Trimpe.
Herb Trim. Okay.
That's the 70s Godzilla number 16.
Mm-hmm. That's the original?
That's the original art. Yeah. That's the first comic book I ever bought.
Oh, okay.
Have you guys never heard that story?
No. Was that was the tie-in to the cartoon?
No.
Now the story is you buying that artwork or you nice. Look at that. That's awesome.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So this is the first comic book I ever bought, was Godzilla 16. Okay. Here in Michigan at a flea market. I didn't know what comic books were, but this was like sitting on top of a stack of books. But I knew what Godzilla was. So I was like, what the fuck is that? So I bought this for, I don't know, 75 cents or whatever back in the day. And that was my introduction to comics. And so I went back, I would buy more comics, find more Godzilla books. I started to learn like, okay, this is 16, there's 15, there's 17. Let me find the rest of these. So that got me into comics. This is what got me into comics. When I went to my first San Diego Comic-Con in 92, I walked in the front door and there was an art dealer there. And I had never seen original art before. So it was just an art dealer and he had just shit everywhere. And he had a box or a folder that said covers. And I opened it up and I flipped a couple in and this was in there, just sitting in the folder. And I was like, oh, that's that book that I bought. Like, that's crazy. And I was like, how much is that? And he says, all the prices are on the back. So I looked on the back and I flipped it over and it was like $250 in 1992, $250. I was like, who the fuck buys this stuff for that kind of price? Like, I didn't understand the art world at that time.
Yeah.
So I was like, thanks, but no. So I left that. Years went by. I got more into comics, got more into understanding art. And I was like, motherfucker, what did I do? I left that behind. I'm never going to see it again. So I started to get into art. I started to become an art dealer for a while. And I would watch eBay for just all kinds of stuff. And one day this came up on eBay. This was like, I don't know, 10 plus years later. It had 92, 2002. Yeah, probably about 10 years later or so. And dude wanted $950 for it. I was like, or no, sorry, $750. And I was like, no, but I'm going to watch because I want to see what it actually goes for. And it ended up not selling. And so I sent him a message. I said, look, it didn't sell. I'm interested in it. Here's my story. Would you take $500 for it? And he was like, yeah, absolutely. So I got this. It took me 10 more years and an extra $250. And I got the piece. And then about 5 years ago, I met Herb Trimpe at Pittsburgh Con.
Oh, yeah, bro.
And I was like, and I told him the story, and he was like, that's fucking insane. And I had this, and I had the original book that I had bought. I've never replaced it. I have the original book. So he signed this and he signed that. And he was like, this is crazy to even see. I was like, thank you so much for this. And then he ended up passing like 3 months later. So it was just this wild ride of, my origin of comic books. So yeah.
And what's funny is that same cover now is probably worth what, $3-4 now?
Easily. Yeah, easily.
Right. Yeah. And Jay definitely glazed himself while you were telling that story.
You can't see it over there, but my aunt worked for NBC, and I got a repro. Oh my God, not a still, a repro of the art from the animated series of
Godzilla
with Godzuki.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh man, fucking
yeah.
comic.
I got my Godzilla guys right here.
There you go. It's Mecca.
Look at that. I wasn't. People knock the fucking.
Tom, what is that cat thing in front of Xenozoic Tales?
That's Anubis.
Oh, okay. Okay. Cool.
And what's that Battlestar Galactica thing you got in the back? The Battlestar Galactica helmet.
Battlestar Galactica.
Isn't that Battlestar Galactica?
Oh, this? No, that's Cleopatra. That's a huge Cleopatra bust that I found at a antique store, and I was like,
those fucking Battlestar Galactica helmets, kid.
Yeah. Yeah, you had me really confused on that, but now I know exactly where you were at. Yes.
Yes, excellent. All right, guys. On that note, it's time to get out of here. We ran about 20 minutes past where we usually go. So I want to thank everybody who has hung out with us this Friday night. Thank you for all the engagement we had in the comments. We were rocking and rolling. I appreciate the time you spent with us. Please make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and share button. And if you're going to catch us on the restream, say what's up. We love to hear from you. Before we get out of here and finally sign off for the night, Tom, why don't you tell people where they can find you?
BigDogInc.com. Go get books. I'm on Facebook primarily, so find me on Facebook. And if you got questions, hit me up. And Legend of Oz: Wicked West launches in January for our next issue.
All right, Marvin, where can they find you, brother?
Comicbird.com and theedgecomic.com. All the socials are there.
My man, Calderon.
Facebook, Twitter, all those places. This weekend, this Sunday night, with Marvin, we will be interviewing.
What?
We will be interviewing another retailer, which is going to be pretty cool.
Wait, I get the Sunday off?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, boy. Not only do I get the Sunday off, Tom gets the Sunday off for the last minute call when I don't show up. So
I've already been called up for the next week. So
yeah, I already called up for next week. Yeah,
guys, we going into the Christmas season.
Yeah. And hold on, one last place. Kickstarter currently with Magi's Grace. Go check it out.
There you go. All right. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us on Comic Book Streamland. I am JayDee Rosario from Unstoppable Comics. You can find all of our social media links on the website, unstoppablecomics.com, and be here next week, 8 p.m. with these guys, Friday night, December 12th, December 12th, hanging out, talking schmack, and maybe we'll sneak in a Laser Blast reference, which we omitted tonight.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We got to make a little NSFW, call it Glazer Blast.
There you go.
Oh my God.
Glazer Blast. Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's $1 million idea right there.
That's right there, dude. Oh my God.
What would be sad is if the four of us put together a book called Glazer Blast, and that would be the one book that superseded every campaign we've ever done.
I swear to God, we got to do it.
Like in the six figures, and we would just be stuck with this fucking IP.
Does the gun look like just a series of
Stop talking? Stop talking! Stop talking!
You guys got to be here for the after show. Everybody, good night.
Good night, everyone.